This week on the Radio Meets TV podcast, have you ever wanted to know your own future? Like what's going to happen next? I don't know. That kind of seems creepy to me. A radio personality has a sit-down with a fortune teller, predicting the future. Scary stuff. We also revisit our blast from the past, where we look at some of the best moments of radio from the days of old, and we present them to you. Since it's July, we revisit and interview one of South Africa's renowned radio personalities, having a chat with a South African icon in the music industry who passed away in July. And as you can see, it's about fresh nyan, you know? We're going to the Durban July. Now, one of KZN's radio personalities talks about one of the most important aspects of the Durban July. All this and more on this coming week's episode of the Radio Meets TV podcast. Be sure to subscribe, Finally Famous TV. Follow us on social media, Finally Famous SA. See you at the races.
This is Sirius.
What's up, fam? And this is the Radio Meets TV podcast. Hashtag RMT podcast for short. This is that radio recap show where we take some of radio's best moments over the past week and we package them and present them to you for the love of radio. Now, we see the love that you've been showing us on this particular show. You've been subscribing, Finally Famous TV. You've been listening on streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. We see the love and we appreciate it. Siyabong. Please may we keep it going. Now, as you can see, looking a little bit dapper, but with Durban July, you know? Looking happy Friday. While we're on the subject of Durban July, I was there having a good time myself, you know? That's how I dance, never mind. So while I was there, I noticed that a lot of people go to the Durban July for the marquees. They go there for mingling with celebrities, for the parties, you know, to have a good time, to look good, you know? It's that, truthfully speaking, that's not really what the Durban July is about. You know, the Durban July, in actual fact, is about horse racing. Now, Darren Moore from East Coast Radio, as well as Uskai Shabalala, have a sit-down with an experienced jockey just to talk about what it's like in the day in the life of a jockey.
Our special Friday morning guest co-host, female jockey Rachel Venica, is with us. Hey, Rachel.
That's me.
Hey, so what advice do you have for somebody who wants to be a jockey?
Yeah.
Well, you better be very dedicated and love horses.
Yeah.
But it is the most beautiful job to be involved in.
Oh, okay. I suppose, yeah, it's that thing, you got to love your job.
Yeah, very much. Especially when, you know, you're waking up at the crack of dawn at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You've got to be dedicated.
Yeah, and the first face to see you goes,
That's the best part of the morning. I'd rather wake up to that face.
So Rachel, you were saying, funny enough, that you are a morning person because she wakes up at like 4 every single morning and you have to get there. What's your for someone who's you're like a pro jockey now, right? For someone who wants to get into the field of jockeying, what's a day in the life of a jockey like? It's a Wednesday morning. There's no races. What happens?
Okay, so Wednesday we normally race. But
Okay,
we'll discount your
Tuesday.
era, it's okay. So I normally wake up around 4 o'clock to get ready for work.
Yeah.
We start at 5 o'clock. You get on your first horse. And the situation in Summerveld is quite nice because the trainers pull out their strings of horses and you go to whichever trainers you need to ride. You can find your rides and go and work them. And it's quite easy for us as jockeys because the grooms bring the horses to the track. You jump on, take it to the track, do whatever pace the trainer wants from you. Half pace, 3/4 pace, a gallop, a canter, whatever they need. Bring the horse back, jump on the next one. So, I mean, most of us are getting through about 25, 30 horses in the morning.
So if that sounds like something that you'd like to do for the rest of your life, the South African Jockey Academy is currently doing recruitment. So sign up for that.
So talking about horse racing is Darren Moore, East Coast Breakfast with Sky Shabalala every single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. So one of the dark sides about events like the Durban July is the fact that criminals have a playground, to do a whole lot of crime. One of the more noticeable crimes is scamming. A lot of people get scammed Durban July, and scamming is basically a form of theft. Now, if you ever wondered how to avoid being scammed, YFM has got you. The Way Up Breakfast Show shares a few tips on how to avoid being scammed.
Scams these days are all over. I'm sure with Facebook Marketplace, they'll post like a car that's worth 100K for 20K. I mean, obviously and they don't, and like the way they respond to you, they're like, no, pay me the money, or like they're gonna remove the car from an auction. You must give them a deposit for it. But like, if you actually search the auction hours and stuff, you'll find this place doesn't exist. So that's a lot of scams that people have. But also what you should be careful of is like, like I said, where people are they'll cut off the VIN numbers from the car. So if the car was stolen, then they'll cut another car, change the VIN numbers, give it a new license, So in that sense, you have to check the cars out. There's a lot of accident damaged cars that people don't disclose, where like the pieces of the chassis are actually damaged or bent, which isn't really good because that's the car's chassis, it's a structure. So you have to be able to check all of that and make sure.
I have to say, big ups to the Way Up Breakfast Show on YFM with Ania Brown, OK Wasabi Nomto every single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. They always are the plug, fam. They're always coming through with great content. Yazi, just moving on now. I never used to believe in fortune tellers and mediums and psychics, all that sort of stuff for a very long time. Until I met one. I'm a psychic Tessa, and she blew my mind to pieces. I was like, get away from me. Where do they get their power from? Anyway, we actually have been seeing a lot of psychics and fortune tellers on the rise, and recently a fortune teller went to visit Kaya FM just to share a few predictions of the future. Have a look.
Understanding the past with Tebogo Mfede on the best tea in the city.
All right, Gugu is here. Gugu, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I am good. Gugu is born the 15th of November, 1976. Gugu, your question to Tebogo?
My problem is that I seem to have a problem with, I think I would say relationships, whether it's social and even family. People tend to switch off me, and for no reason. I've tried a couple of times, and I see it happening, asking, what is it that I've done? Because sometimes we are good with people and they switch off, they just don't talk to me. And now in the house, even with my sisters, they seem to be affecting me. They will be sitting there, and once I enter into the room, they just disperse.
Okay.
I tried asking and talking with my mom, what is it, what's going on?
So what's your question?
They're just negative. What could be the cause?
All right. Hold on. Tebogo.
Hi, Gugu. How are you?
Good day. Good morning, Trevor. How are you? Good.
I'm good, I would say. Okay, let's start off. I'm picking up that there's a lot of conflicts, Kahai. The two sisters and the mom. I'm also picking up energy mama not being able to be the right mediator between Lenalidi siblings Sahau, and also them complaining about the attitude problem and you not being a good listener, something to be if you not listening enough. And so it looks like now already there's two pairs. There's the other pair, which is you, and there's them, and now you feel like you're starting to even question about your identity and how you fit in the family. And that's really worrying me, because you feel like those kind of things. I think work more on being a good listener and also giving space to other people, and also working on how you receive, some information from other people. Don't assume that you know other things, and also don't also think that when you are being corrected in some other instances, is that people are judging you or they are trying to control you.
And that's Kaya FM. The show name is The Tea in the City with T-Bos. every single weekday, Monday to Friday, from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. I actually like the play on words, La Payana. You know, the best tea in the city. 10 to 12 is a tea time show. The best tea, T-Bows, triple T, you know? Yeah, probably alone on that one. So now we're moving on to South Africa's oldest community radio station, Bush Radio FM. It's based in Cape Town, and just coming off June, which was Youth Month, the last week of June, they had a sit down with a few high school students just to help them get a bit more knowledge on how to enter the radio industry. I think that's pretty cool. Have a look.
You guys I felt like it felt like my new family when I came to Bush Radio. Yeah. At first I was nervous and scared. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to ask or where to start. But then the guidance was amazing. I really enjoyed my experience here. The observation, it was very nice, and everyone's so friendly. You actually become part of the Bush Radio family.
Fantastic. So what's the idea for you? I mean, what would you like to do? I mean, also I know you're grade 11. We still have to get through this year. We still have to get through. I mean, the trick. But from your experience here, what is it that you said you'd like to do?
So I actually wanted to look into radio presenting. Yeah. Also reporting also doing what's this thing called? Reporting the news and the issues in South Africa and how to actually deal and also get ideas from other people that come in and interviewing other people.
Yeah, I really like how Bush Radio ended off their Youth Month. You know, that's really practical. And big up to Yusrik Meyer. He is the host of the Breakfast Rush every single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. You know, a lot of people say that music now doesn't slap as the music that we grew up listening to, you know. And I just think, I just could be getting a little bit old, you know, because the kids love the music that's out now, about Ice Spice and whatnot. You know, we come from a different area. You know, if you're within my age group, about Nelly, Hot and Her. And funny I should mention that song because DJ Ankle Tap, has a little bit of fun talking about millennial music.
I enjoy early 2000s music. Who knows? Let's see what we get. Okay, you get to vote. Is it hot? Is it not? Throwback or throwaway? Send it through to me on the Uconnect app right now. Let's see what we get.
Could be a hit. Could be a miss. It's a gamble of tunes. It's the Music Roulette on your mornings with Millennial Tap. Are you feeling lucky?
Oh! Well, I know that one. Yeah.
Okay. Nelly.
With a little bit of...
With a little bit of...
With a little bit of...
It's getting hot in here. Take off your clothes.
Uncle Tab looks like a lot of fun, you know? Big ups to him. Catch him on UFM, Your Mornings with Malume, every single weekday. And that's from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. Lots of fun. Now, we are moving on to one of the greatest radio presenters, or personalities rather, of all time. Anyone who's in radio knows the name Howard Stern. Now, Howard Stern has a sit-down with one of the more brilliant TV show hosts, Jimmy Fallon. He actually made that one movie, Taxi, with Queen Latifah, but we're not going to talk about that. So Howard Stern has a chat with Jimmy Fallon, as Jimmy Fallon is excited to share experienced being called on stage by Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince. Anyway, check it out.
This is what happened. Yeah. I go to the party, so I walk in. It's at the plaza. Now this is the game. I'm DJing.
You're keeping
with
the party
going. With real human beings.
Right.
So I go. I see Taylor Swift. I go, do you want to get up? And she goes, okay. So Taylor Swift gets up. She's awesome. She goes, let's play Shake. This is my new song, Shake It Off. And everyone went nuts. It was the night of that, like heaping each other. But then I got to be honest, Miley Cyrus is amazing.
She's got a great voice.
And is cool. And she looked at me and she goes, you want me to get up? Like, made a face like, I'll do it. I'll keep the party going.
Good.
She got up. It was a jam.
So how do you get Prince up on stage that night?
All right. So we get everybody up on stage, and then it starts getting crazy where I don't know what's happening. Chris Rock gets up. So we're singing something. Me and Chris and Maya and Chappelle gets up, and he goes, hey, my friend my friend is here. He's a great harmonica player. I go, sure, he can come up. Why not?
Right.
He goes, he's here with Prince.
Oh.
And Chris goes, you should get Prince to get up here. He goes, I don't know how you're going to do that. So I go, Prince, if you're there, come on up and play something. So all of a sudden the room gets quiet. Like, what? Can't just call Prince out. All of a sudden the crowd parts. And this is like Jay-Z's there, Beyonce's in the crowd. The crowd just parts. And you see like a purple cloud. And I'm not kidding. I was looking. It's like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
His feet weren't touching the ground.
I know.
It was like David Blaine trick. They hand him a guitar, and he does an unbelievable version of Let's Go Crazy.
Wow.
He does the hit.
Which is weird.
Which is what you want.
Right.
Only the guys give it up. The good guys give it up.
Wow. He's the guy who never gives it up. He did it.
The place melted.
So just wrapping up the whole Prince discussion, you know that Prince and Michael Jackson had a bit of a beef back in the day, and I am definitely on Michael Jackson's side, you know? Not that it matters, but, you know, just putting it out there. So that's Howard Stern. Catch him on Sirius XM, The Howard Stern Show. Really informative. Another person who's informative is Umzokoloko of Vuma FM, and if you didn't know, President has been a victim of yet another round of devastating floods. And to top it off, Nanda was hit by a tornado. A tornado. I have never heard of a tornado hitting South Africa. And when you look at the videos, it's an actual tornado. It's scary. But more on this, let's hear what Umzokoloko has to say.
Good morning, guys. KZN sibone imvula enkulu izikhukhula bezikhona kakhulukazi eThekwini go Potchefstroom you coming to Dodi Rossborough Komlazi konanda. We saw the damage in our province. We hope you're okay wherever you are. And Job lisimo lesinzima kakhulu.
Yeah, kunzima kakhulu. On the roads it was absolutely terrible. We've heard there was a tornado in Nanda, certain places bavukana mhlanje kuseni ugesi awukho, certain places bavukana mhlanje kuseni ama-roofs awekho, asazi nanokuthi balale kuphi. Yeah, it's one of those. It's terrible.
It really is. So we just want to check up on you, you know, from the breakfast team, from us. So just send us our hearts on our page, just letting us know that you're okay, or text someone just to ask them, are they okay today? It's been a rough day, but it's just so right.
Yeah, you can also tag them on our page here to check if they're okay. Have a conversation about Lezi Kukulas in Patekanjan.
That's Vuma FM, the Vuma Breakfast Show. A single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. with Umzogologo, Real Stone, as well as Unombuso Mkwanazi. It's really sad when people lose their lives like that, you know? I remember 2019 July, we lost the life of one of South Africa's true icons. I'm talking about Johnny Clegg. Now, Johnny Clegg played a vital role in bringing South Africans together in one of the hardest times that we've ever been in as a country. That's why he will forever go down in history. Now, I'd like for us to visit one of his interviews that he did with Martin Bester of Jacaranda FM. Now, Martin Bester prepared a show so perfect, he brought tears to the eyes of Johnny Clegg. Let's have a look.
There's an artist currently doing shows in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, who sent us a little something. Doing the show, actually went backstage and recorded something for you.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
It goes something like this. In the dressing room.
It's incredible.
The world is full of strange behavior.
Oh my word.
Every man has to be his own savior.
Oh my word.
I know I can make it on my own.
This my sin.
Yeah! But I'm searching for the great heart.
Oh, listen to this.
Beneath the African sky. A great heart to stand me by. I'm searching for the spirit of the great heart to hold and stand me by. I'm searching for the spirit of the great heart under African sky. Sometimes I feel that you better know me. And sometimes there's so much you can show me. Hey Dad, sending lots of love from New York.
Jeez.
Have a great show at Monte Casino, and I'll see you soon.
This is you making me cry.
Man,
jeez. That's
Beautiful.
incredible.
Thanks for being on the show, Johnny.
Hey, dudes.
What? Jeez.
That's an ambush. That's a complete ambush.
Beautiful, beautiful. You must be so proud of him, though. Hey?
Oh, I am, man. Thank you very much. I'll tell you. I wish I could sing that song like he does.
It is beautiful, eh?
Oh,
It
man, I'm
really
crying.
is.
Thanks for being on the show, Johnny Clegg. Everybody, check him out live. Monte Casino.
This is MBD TV.
Martin Best.
Best
Best the Drive.
Jacaranda FM.
That was this week's Blast from the Past. Every now and again on this show, we visit some of radio's greatest moments. We present them to you. Either you've seen them before and you're like, oh, I remember that. That was amazing. Or it might be your first time coming across and you're like, wow, that happened on radio? That's crazy. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of the Radio Meets TV podcast, #RMT podcast. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really Famous TV on YouTube, and we are available on any major streaming platform, that is Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and more. You can check us out, Nomigupi. And also make sure you follow us on social media at Finally Famous SA. Until next week.